Hola, hola, hola. Hello, 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 my beautiful planner baby divas. Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl here, Daniela, La Planning Diva. Thank you so much for stopping by and spending some time with me here today. I really appreciate you. Whew, it's been a busy couple of days, you guys. It's been a lot. I'm so sorry I haven't been posting super regularly. It's just been pretty busy. It's been pretty busy. I cannot believe that we are less than a month out from the San Diego Zine Fest and about a month out from the Phoenix Zine Fest. I have never worked so hard to get my art together ever in my life. I know I'm gonna be like losing my mind closer to the day of the event. I'm prepping so hard to get all of my art together, to get my zines printed, to get my table set up. I have 3 more weekends before the Zine Fest though, the first Zine Fest. So I'm hoping that's gonna be enough. It needs to be enough. But yeah, you guys, that's why I've been so busy. On top of other things, I've been just really working on my zines and my art. And so I haven't been filming as much. But I also have been just tired. I've been sleeping a lot more. I've been waking up later. Last week, I woke up in time to go to the gym, like 5:30. But this week, it's been hard for me to even get to the gym, you guys. It happens. Some weeks I just feel like I need to sleep more, I guess. But anyways, it is currently September 24th in the morning. I just made my cafecito here. So I'm slowly starting to wake up. Yum. And in this video, I'm going to be setting up my work planner for the week. So I have my Erin Condren vertical that I use for my work planner. I'm going to be setting it up. Switching the cover out because I got some new cute seasonal covers from Erin Condren last weekend when I hung out with planner babe Rachel and we went to the EC store in Irvine. I'm going to be switching up the cover for my lab notebook for one of my teacher planner covers. And I'm also going to be setting up this week, so the week of, September 22nd through the 28th. I know it's the middle of the week, it's Wednesday morning, but I'm just showing you guys how it happens in my life. I want to show you planning in real time. There's definitely times where I don't get into my planner until midweek, and I always want to highlight the fact that this happens often. Ideally, it doesn't happen a lot, but it's definitely, I'm not a stranger to planning in the middle of the week. And when it does happen, I don't want to just like brush it under the rug or anything like that. I always want to kind of emphasize that you can plan even if you miss that window, Sunday or Monday or even Tuesday morning where you still have the majority of the week left. I want to normalize planning in the middle of the week, just picking up your planner wherever you are, whether that be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, even on the weekend, you can still grab your planner and get to planning. So yeah, you guys, that's what we're gonna do today. So without further ado, let's turn the camera around and get to planning. Vámonos. Okay, you guys, I have my planner stack that I use for work here. And let's start off with the fun stuff, you guys. Let's switch the covers around and then let's get to planning. Usually I switch the planners around at the very end of the video, but let's switch it up now. And you guys, I'm so excited. I got 2 new planner covers at EC when I was there over the weekend hanging out with planner babe Rachel. I got some seasonal covers. I got this super cute pumpkin cover and then this pumpkin cover, but this one just has that big white pumpkin on the front. I'm thinking of using that one for November and this one for the beginning of fall, September through October. So let's pull this baby out, grab the covers, pop them on. So cute, you guys. I don't think the coil goes very well with this cover, but that's okay. Yeah, like a nice rose gold or gold coil would have looked so good with this cover, but that's fine, that's fine. Let's put the Hello Kitty camping cover away for a bit now. So there we have the updated cover for fall. It's also time to retire this cover as well. So this is the Boardwalk ice cream cover. So let's tuck that away for now. And I'm going to be using my back to school happy planner cover from the paper curator. So let's pop this on here. This is so fall for me. The apples, back to school. I work on a university campus, and so it's nice to see like all of the back to school energy. I was walking around campus yesterday. I had to go to the ATM across campus real quick. So I walked over there, and it's definitely like the school quarter is starting. The students are out and about. People are running back and forth from the bookstore and the Target on campus, getting their dorm gear, their dorm furniture. I saw a girl carrying one of those classic dorm style plastic 3-drawer pieces. Let me know if you had one of these in your dorm room. They're such a classic dorm staple. It was very nostalgic watching her walk across campus with her little 3-drawer set in classic gray, no less. Okay, I love how this looks with the rainbow discs and the rainbow apples. I think it's so cute. Yeah, that's adorable. Let's actually, before we do the planning, I'm going to set this aside along with these stickers. Before we dive into my work planner, let's quickly flip through my lab notebook. So this is my lab notebook here. I use a big happy planner. She's pretty chunky. Let's quickly flip through here and make sure everything is in order. I think there are a couple of things that I've been meaning to do in here, so I'll just give you a quick flip through. I have just the year at a glance. I'm using like a Sunny Mini calendar for this. And then I have a vision board, which I'm still thinking about how I want to use. I set this up when I was on the job market 2 years ago, and I think it still holds for what I'm looking for in my next position, because I am thinking of potentially, finding a new position at my 2-year mark with this current position, which will be in next August. So that is a little under a year from now. So basically a year. And I know a year is a lot of time, but it also goes by so quickly, especially when you're on the job market. I like to give myself about 5 months or so to find a new job. So it's not a lot of time when you think about it like that. I have my sticky note dashboard here, which I still really like. I have a folder with some boxes and some miscellaneous stickers here, an envelope, and then also this little, oh wow, I just noticed this. This is ripped, you guys. Do you see that? It's ripped. That is crazy. I'm gonna add a little piece of tape at the bottom of it, like so. It's kind of annoying, you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna add a little tape to it. It would be fun to add some Mickey stickers, I think, into my lab notebook. I'll use this sticker book. I'll put 3 sticker sheets in here. This is the Colorful Boxes Mickey sticker book. This is one of the first ones he released. I don't know why it's called Colorful Boxes. I feel like that might be an error, because it doesn't have any boxes in it at all. But I like large decorative stickers for my lab notebook because I don't really use anything else in here besides deco stickers. I have my whiteboard. I have, what's this? These are just like scratch paper and some schedules in case I want to use those. Some daily pages, various daily pages. I made these daily pages. And then my first divider. And then my lab notebook is divided into several sections. I have my kind of like genotyping lab notebook here, which is all the notes and setup I use for genotyping or determining the genetics of our mice colony using just standard molecular biology techniques like DNA extraction, polymerase chain reaction or PCR, and gel electrophoresis. Really fancy, complex sounding names, but very, very simple molecular biology procedures. And then before I switched things up and I made more divisions in my lab notebook, I had some of my immunofluorescence staining methods in here as well, but I didn't like how it got mixed up with my genotyping stuff. So I ended up switching all of that stuff out into another section. So all of this stuff with the tables that I printed out is for my immunofluorescence experiments. And I just didn't like how it switched back and forth between immunofluorescence and genotyping. And so I switched everything out into separate folders or separate dividers. And then I just kept my genotyping, which is the majority of the work that I do. I just kept that in this first section here. And then in these pages, you can see how I don't have any more of those printed out tables. It's just genotyping notes. And that's where I currently am right now. And I actually need to add a couple of more pages into here. And actually, I didn't even have my lab notebook yesterday because I left it here. I thought I was going to film a video and I forgot to grab my notebook before I headed out. So I ended up using just this scratch paper that I have at my desk. So for genotyping yesterday, I need to add some more pages into this first section. So I'm going to grab a bunch and then pop them in here like so. This section is my immunofluorescence section, but since I haven't started any more immunofluorescence staining since I did the last couple of experiments back here, I don't have anything in this section. And then this section is my mice dissection, mice lung harvesting. So that's when we euthanize the mice and then dissect the lungs out of the mice. So these are my notes for that. I haven't done it as much, so I only have a few pages for that, but that is that section. Oh, this is just notes. I'll probably toss this actually because I was sketching out some notes for a student. So there we have that. Okay, this is a protocol. Okay. So this section is notes that I take when I am reading papers or doing some research about lung biology. I've mentioned this before, but lung biology, it's not my background, it's not my training. I had no experience whatsoever in lungs before I joined this lab. So I do have to do a lot of research in order to keep up with what's happening. So I have research notes in here in this section, and then a couple of more blank pages. And then in this section, it's a bunch of meeting notes. So actually this page should go in here because this is some meeting notes. And then we have just more blank pages. And then this last section back here is my protocol section. So I have some references and resources. So I actually have these things here. And let's see, everything else is punched in. So I have these 4 pages that I'm going to punch and put into my notebook. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, there we go, you guys. That took me forever. More than it should have because some of these pages were kind of curled at the end, so it was hard to get into the punch. So let's see, where am I going to put this stuff? I'm thinking, so some of the stuff is for genotyping. This is a list of all the protocols we use to amplify the different genes. Each one has their specific reagents that it uses and specific cycling periods that it uses. These are some like quick back of envelope calculations we use. And then we have a protocol here. Let's see, this one can you right here, I'm thinking. Yeah, like right here. Just tuck that in. I'm so glad I'm doing this because these have been floating around in my lab notebook for a couple of weeks, and yeah, I just don't like when things are floating around without getting secured into the notebook. Okay, this looks so much better now, you guys. I'm gonna have to start taking out pages at some point. Yeah, because it's definitely getting thick and chunky. So I'm actually done with genotyping this week. So I'm gonna leave my bookmark. Let's see, I have to do some lung dissections for the rest of the week, so I'm going to leave my bookmark here so that I can flip to this page pretty easily. I'm going to start the new dissections on this page, and that is my lab notebook, you guys. So that's done. I'm glad I got that out of the way. And then let's go to my Erin Condren work planner. So let me zoom the camera in just a little bit. There we go. How cute is that cover, you guys? I'm in the fall season. Okay, so this is the current week. September has been pretty hard, you guys, to get into. So I have been trying to use the monthly. It's really messy right now because I messed up some things, and so I had to cross out a lot of things and rewrite them. But I've been using this to keep track of when I have to wean our mouse litters. So that is separating the pups out from their mother. This I really haven't had much need of. The to-dos, like the monthly overview, and then this lined piece of paper. I'll use it for lab meetings sometimes, but honestly, it's not, I haven't found like great purposes for these pages. And September was so rough, you guys. Look at that. Absolutely blank for like the majority of the month. I only really am getting into here in this last week of September, and it took me till Wednesday to get here. But it is what it is, you guys. And I really want to use this, the Paper Curator sticker book, Love to Teach. It is a big size. So these stickers are going to be a little big for this Erin Condren planner, but that's totally fine. And you guys, while I was at the EC store over the weekend with Rachel, I actually picked up my Erin Condren planner for the new year for 2026. I'm very excited. Let me grab 2 sticker books from my sticker folio here that I always carry around. Productivity, Mini Productivity, and Working Days. These are classic work planner sticker books, so let's keep these to the side. And yeah, let's get to planning. So yeah, like I said, I got my Erin Condren for 2026. It is a vertical style. It's the same size. I got a cute little strawberry cover for it, rose gold coil. You'll see it in my planner stack later on in this year. But I do enjoy having an Erin Condren for my work planner. I think it's the right size. It's the right setup for me. I'm willing to stick with it for 2026. I want to stick with it for 2026. It's been good for me. Will I stick with it for the rest of my life? I'm not sure. This might be the last year. I might take a break in 2027 and go back to a happy planner. It also will depend on my position, because hopefully I will be in a new position for 2027 / the end of 2026. So we shall see. Okay, let's get to planning, you guys. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by setting up like what happened Monday and Tuesday. And then I'm going to kind of go out of order. I'm going to set up my goals for the rest of the week. And then I'm going to plan out Wednesday through Friday. So let's do that. I'm going to plop down some stickers here and there, because why not? Let's start with, let's see. Okay, let me quickly put down like any meetings that I had. So I did have a meeting at 3 p.m. so I can use a little meeting sticker, and I actually think I have like a staff meeting sticker that I could use. Let's see. Yes, I have these little staff meeting stickers that I could use for our lab meeting. We had a quick impromptu lab meeting, 3 p.m. on Monday. Ooh, I could probably use some of these stickers as well. This is like a pack of stickers from a couple of different sticker books that I'm trying to finish. These are the last sticker sheets that I have left in those sticker books before I finish the entire thing. So I do try to prioritize those stickers, using those stickers. So that was from 3 to 4 p.m. I had to finish some online trainings right after that. So that was from 4 to 5 p.m. And then the first half of the day was spent in the mouse house. Let me put down a sticker for that. So I was in there from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. It was a long day. It's because I had a lot of weanings to do. I checked some priority cages that I'm trying to keep an eye on in terms of their health as well as if they're breeding. But the majority of the time I spent in the mouse house Monday was to do the weanings. We had about, I think, 6 litters that needed to be weaned. I set up some matings, and then I also euthanized some mice, and I also checked some pregnancies. It was a big day in the mouse house. And then Tuesday was a pretty straightforward day. I wish I had more of a vertical style box. I have some of these longer style boxes. Oh, something like this. That's perfect. I'll use this green one. Use it for Tuesday. So Tuesday was a big genotyping day. So I was working on the bench from about 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., I would say. And then I did the DNA extraction and the PCR. And then at 1 p.m., I showed one of the scientists in the lab how to split lung lobes. So that's when, after you've dissected a lung out of a mouse, you have this organ, right? And I don't know if you know about lung lobe anatomy, but we have multiple lobes in our lungs, and mice have a slightly different number and size and orientation of those lobes. I actually know less about human lungs than mouse lungs at this point, but in mice, the left lung is just one lung, it's one big lobe, and then the right lung is essentially split into 4 different lobes: the superior, the middle, the inferior, and the accessory lobe, which the accessory lobe is kind of part of the right lung, but also kind of its own thing as well. It kind of sort of sits in the middle between the 2 lungs. So if you want to cut slices of the different lobes, you need to separate the lobes out first. It's a very delicate work with tweezers and scissors to peel the lobes apart. So I was helping one of the scientists learn how to do that because he's new. Maybe I'll try to pop up a picture of mouse lung anatomy on the screen at some point. So I did that from about 1 to 2 p.m. Just an hour. It's pretty simple. It's delicate, but it's simple. Let's try using some of these stickers from my stack of sticker sheets I'm trying to use. This is from Horizontal Plans, and I think I saw let's see, I think I saw like some to-do, yeah, these little checklists, or these circle stickers. I can use these circle stickers. Let me grab some of these. So put down 3 dots there. And actually, now that I think about it, you guys, I did not work on the bench from 9 a.m. It was from 10:30 a.m. because I got in a bit late because I took my car to get serviced. So I got in a bit late, and so I left a little bit late yesterday. So 10:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then in the afternoon, from about 3 o'clock to 6:30, I did gel electrophoresis of all the PCR that I just ran. I also answered some emails in the afternoon, in the early afternoon up here, so I wanted to make a note of that. Anyways, back to gel electrophoresis and data entry. So once I run the gel, I get my results, and then I take those results and I input them into our mouse colony management software called eMouseLab. And then I send some emails to my manager concerning those results. I think I just sent one. I think he wanted to know the results of 1 litter, so I sent that email. And this all happened from about 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. Like I said, I came in a little bit late, so I left a little bit late as well. Usually I try to stick to the 9 to 5. And that's all I did Monday through Tuesday. So now let's think about what I want to do for the rest of the week. And I like using the sidebar for my goal section. And then let's use some of these dot stickers to map out my goals. That's enough stickers. It's so hard to use up a full page of these, you guys. I'm going to be working on those for a while. Let me flip this over. Okay, so goals. I always try to maintain a 99% completion of the genotyping, but I'm actually sitting at 100% after yesterday. I finished all of the genotyping, and I don't have any expectations of weaning more mice and having to genotype more mice for the rest of the week. So I'm actually going to be sitting at 100% for the entire week until next week when I start to wean again. So I've already accomplished this. Very happy about that. I do want to do a comprehensive colony check, and that usually happens on Wednesdays. And I've already booked time in the mouse house for this. So let's put this little sticker here. I've booked time from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. I think that should be enough time to complete the comprehensive colony check. Let me grab a little checklist as well, and maybe one of these urgent stickers like that. And then I can use this checklist to write down the list of things that I like doing during the colony check-ins, just so that I don't forget. So I check in on pregnancies. I check in on matings. I check in on litters. I check in on the breeder chow to make sure they don't need more food. I consolidate cages if I need to. I update cage cards. I set up breedings or set up matings. And then I also euthanize if I need to. So sometimes we just don't need mice, certain mice. And because mice cost money to maintain, we tend to, clear house as often as we can. So that's everything that's going to happen during the colony check-in. And that should take me to 1 p.m. And then in the afternoon from 1 to 5, I'm going to be practicing my bleomycin injury. So I've mentioned this before, but that's when we kind of administer an aerosol irritant to the lungs of mice in order to model lung disorders. It involves sticking something down the trachea of a mouse and spraying the chemical irritant into its lungs. It's a very delicate procedure. If I was actually doing this, I would keep them alive. I would try to keep them alive. I would anesthetize them and, keep them alive and watch them in the days following the procedure to make sure they're okay. But while I'm practicing this technique, I anesthetize them, I do it, and then I kind of watch them for 10 minutes to see if they survived. If they die, they're going to die within the first couple of minutes. So if they survive 10 minutes past, the application, then I know that they'll be fine. And then I euthanize them immediately in order to dissect the lung out and make sure that the chemical spray got into the lungs. It's colored blue, so we can tell if it went into the lungs because the lungs turn blue. And that way I can verify that I'm doing it correctly. And I'm just practicing because we're going to be running an experiment next Monday, the 29th. And I'm actually going to be doing this for real, so I want to make sure that I'm good at it. So that's going to happen 1 to 5 p.m. And that's one of my goals, is the bleomycin injury training. And my goal is to do 20 mice. And I also want to write a report about my training results to give people an idea of how well I'm doing it. So I'm thinking of doing 6 mice today, this afternoon. And then this section down here, you guys, I like using this section for any extracurricular activity that I'm doing. I have tons of other professional development projects I'm working on, mostly projects that I'm trying to finish up from my last position as a postdoc. So when I was working in insect genetics, there's a couple of things I need to finish up. And I really need to work on this manuscript. We're on the brink of submitting it to a scientific journal. I just need to work on it. It's sitting on my desk. So I'm going to be working on this 5 to 7 p.m. today. I've been enjoying working 5 to 7 p.m. right after work while I'm still at my desk on these projects. I found that's the best time for me. It does suck a little bit because, I want to go home at that point and I have to sit here for another 2 hours doing more work, but it's part of my professional development. I'm already in the work mindset. I'm at my desk. I have everything set up. I tried going home and then working on stuff, but when I get home, I don't want to do any work. More often than not, I end up not doing work at home. So I've found that it's just better and easier for me to just stay at work and just, crank out a 2-hour session. And it also helps that traffic dies down at that point. And so when I drive home, it's about 30 minutes and not the full hour in the middle of rush hour traffic. This is another reason why, you guys, I haven't been posting as much, filming as much. It's because I've been really trying to get this 2-hour chunk of professional development work in, or I like calling it extracurricular work because it's not work that's associated with my day job, my 9 to 5. It's work that I'm doing to advance my career in other ways. So that's finishing any projects that I have kind of sitting around. It helps me practice skills that I'm not currently using in my current job, like writing scientific literature, data analysis, coding, all stuff and skills that I use for these other projects. But it helps keep these skills sharp for me because I'm not using them in my current job. So, yeah, I'm going to do a 5 to 7 session today in the afternoon. And then what else? Okay, so that leaves Thursday. Okay, so Thursday, I'm going to do my second round of bleomycin training. And then Friday, let me think about this. You know what? I might have to split things up Friday. And do some in the morning and then some in the afternoon, like so, because I have a lunch at 12:20. So let me grab a random sticker box from my stack of stickers here. I can put that in the middle, and I think I might have like a lunch sticker here. Let's see, in my productivity sticker book. Oh, I actually have a full-on lunch sticker. That's so funny. I could also use one of these little food icon stickers from my Happy Goal sticker book, another sticker book I'm trying to finish right now. So I do have lunch with a former colleague at 12:20 p.m. Okay, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here. So back to Thursday, I'm doing another bleomycin injury training workshop. And my goal is to do it from 9 a.m. to maybe 3 p.m. And my goal is to do 8 mice. So that's going to take me pretty much the whole day. 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. is, I think, a good estimate, but I wouldn't be surprised if it takes me to the end of the day, especially considering that I probably won't start right at 9 a.m. I'll probably start at 10 a.m. The actual experiment, because at 9 a.m. I'll probably arrive at my building and then I'll go to the vivarium where we keep the mice to go pick up the mice and then bring them back to the lab. So it takes a while to get started. And then I have to prep all of the materials. So this is probably happening at 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., honestly, the actual experiment. So I want to do 20 mice. So I did 6, hopefully Wednesday. I'll do 8 on Thursday. That's 14. So I might do 3 mice Friday morning and then have lunch and then do 3 more mice in the afternoon, Friday afternoon. And same thing. I could do it 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. But honestly, we'll probably start closer to 10 a.m. because 9 a.m. will be pickup mice. And then at 12 p.m. I can finish 3 mice. I think that should be fine. And then have lunch with my colleague and then get back to work Let's say I start at 2 o'clock to be safe, and I think I should be done by 4 p.m. 3 mice. Let's add another little urgent sticker here at the bottom. And then what I'm gonna do, let's add another little checklist here. Let's add one of these. What I'm gonna do, whatever time I have remaining Friday afternoon, definitely at least an hour, I'm hoping, I'm gonna write that report, right? The bleomycin report. I might even have to stay a little bit over. Maybe an hour and a half would be good enough to write that thing. Okay, I think that might be good. And also, whatever time I have left over Thursday afternoon, if I finish around 3 p.m., I could start writing the report. So whatever time I have left over Thursday, any leftover time, start writing report. But I actually do have to leave work at 4 p.m. because I'm going to be subbing one of the art classes in prison for my art organization. I do this occasionally. If someone needs a substitute teacher for one of their classes, I'll pick up the class for them. And so I was asked to sub a class on Thursday, so I have to leave work at 4 p.m. So if I finish up at 3 p.m., I'll just have an hour to work on this report. Okay, let's see. What else do I need to do, you guys? I need to schedule a meeting for my volunteers. I have some new volunteers in the lab. I need to send out a meeting poll for them. And I'd like to start the first draft of the bleomycin protocol. I could sort of start writing that while I'm writing the report. It kind of goes hand in hand, so I'll try to write that. And I need to email one of the scientists about the bleomycin protocol. I need to confirm some things with her, so I need to send that email, hopefully today. So I might try to squeeze in some time after the colony check-in today and before the bleomycin injury workshop for emails. Oops, I'm out of frame, you guys. Okay, you guys, this looks promising. This was really helpful. This actually helped quite a bit. And I actually need to start heading out to work soon. It's creeping up to 8 o'clock, which is when I like to leave my house. So let me just add some cute little deco up here at the top. Some nice gold foil hearts. And I think I might have some deco from this back to school sticker book. Let's see if I do. Yeah, these little guys here. Like a little book, a crayon, a little notebook sheet, a globe. How cute is this, you guys? I'll put the little globe there. I love it. And then for the weekend, sometimes I do work on the weekends, you guys, especially with all this professional development I've been doing and getting close to submitting one of our papers. And so I feel like I've been kind of thinking more about working on the weekends, and it sometimes happens, it sometimes doesn't. Let me put down one of these big boxes. How cute is that? Oh, that's kind of crooked. Let's see if I can pull it up a little bit. Maybe I should scooch it down here. Cute. I like that a lot. I'm gonna put down one of these big boxes as well. Anything that I do on the weekend, I can just write it down there. Keep up the good work. How cute is that? And I had to add a little apple. Maybe I'll add another one over here at the bottom. That's so cute. And then another one over here. Okay, and I think I'll leave this space empty in case I want to write anything. But yeah, we'll see. Sometimes I work on the weekends. Lately, I haven't really been working on the weekends, but we'll see if I need to. And that is the finished spread for the week. I'm so happy I did this. I definitely feel a lot more oriented now. And perfect timing because I need to head off to work. So now we have our super cute fall themed notebook along with our fall themed back to school lab notebook. I love the combination, you guys. So fall, so back to school, so cute, so seasonal. Love it. All right, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. I really appreciate it. Let me know if you're switching up your covers for the fall season or for back to school. Let me know what you're planning for in the comments down below. Drop some apple emojis to celebrate the start of the school season if you made it this far in the video. And with that, I hope to see you in my next video. So until then, stay safe. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, happy planning. Adios.